farming community, and in farming communities you need a lot of tools and machinery to get the job done. And so boots have been made for a very long time, and they've been a great tool for getting the work or getting your job done. But more recently they've been used as sort of a fashion statement. So in this presentation we'll go over like the history of boots, how they're made, and more uses for them. So, in the beginning, they were made since even before the 1500s, and vaqueros, which is kind of like a Spanish cowboy, came from Spain, and we kind of started importing these boots from that place. And these were kind of riding boots that had tall shafts and rounded toes, and they were known as Wellingtons. And so it really made it easy for the soldiers during the Civil War to use these because they were good for battle and stuff like that and easy to maintain. And so like some of the common characteristics of that is just like rounded toes and high shafts that probably come up to your knees. So after the Civil War they brought them home and they really started playing around with like the designs of them. And so some of the early boot makers were like the Hire brothers from Olathe, Kansas, and Justin Boots from Spanish Fort, Texas. And these early boots were really expensive because they were handmade and tailored just to your feet, but they lasted for a very long time. The cowboys also had a pair of work boots and a pair of dress boots, because working around on the farm, they could get ruined really easily. And so they would have like a pair of nicer dress boots with designs on them, so they would look nice when they went into town. And so they also had like different heels on them, like walking heels, well apparently are for walking. So, but these ones, they actually have like a higher heel on them and it's more angled, so that it's easier, or it's like, it has something to do with it being easier to walk with it. And also it's easy to keep your foot in the stirrup when you're riding on a horse. But also, these have like frictionless soles on them, so it's easy to get your foot in and out of the stirrup, so then it's not caught. And the higher heel also helps so your foot doesn't slip right into the stirrup, which could be really dangerous if the horse got spooked and you got stuck in there. And so these are just some of the different heels, like the cowboy heel and riding heels, and the slanted roper is just more of what they use today. And so since the Civil War, they've actually made many different types of boots, and Hollywood has really had an impact on that, since they started making like boots with a lot better designs on them, making them prettier and stuff like that. And so they also had more pointed toes in the 40s because the Western movies made it popular. And they had more stitching on it, like that one. And these are just the types of toes, like the ones I have up here are snip toes. And the pointed toes are actually very uncomfortable for working, so those are more just kind of dress boots. And the roper style that's more usable today is usually like a shorter shaft, like the pair that I'm wearing, like a rounded heel, and they're much more comfortable. And they're also less expensive. And so they have a lot of different brands of these. Like Lucchese, they make really expensive handmade boots, but they're really good. And also Ariat, I know people around here wear those a lot more because they're more affordable. And also Lane boots, these are really expensive ones. I was looking at them online the other night, and the one I found here, which I love so much, was about $385, and that's where the prices just started. And their clearance was probably like twice as much as I've ever spent on a pair of boots, so yeah, I'm going to have fun trying to get one of those. And also Tony Lama boots, these are more expensive than the last ones. They are just incredibly expensive, but they are extremely high quality. And so these have many uses when you have all these different styles of them. Like when you're riding and barrel racing, or rodeos and stuff like that, you do want to look nice. So here someone's doing barrel racing. I don't know if you can see the boots very well, but it helps with that. And also a lot of people around here, well, some people around here are farmers, so they need protection for their feet. And also it does just look good with like skirts and boots. And they make ones like these now. So it's definitely come a long way from 1500s or even before that. And so we're a farming community and we use these a lot. And so since these have been such a good commodity for work and stuff like that, and even more recently have been used for fashion, they're just a really important tool and we shouldn't abuse them.